Good morning and welcome to this 10-minute morning yoga practice. My name is Katie and today we're doing yoga for the core. So what better way to start your day than strengthening your core? Usually when we think of core work, we might think of like bikini bodies or getting in shape for the summer. But yoga was invented 6,000 years ago by monks in India, and they definitely were not thinking about their bikini bodies. They wanted to build strength in their body because there's a belief in yoga that if your body is strong, then your mind is strong as well. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make our mind strong. We're going to start in tabletop pose. So you can come onto all fours. Spread your fingers wide, stack your wrists below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. We'll just get ourselves warmed up here with a few rounds of cat and cow. So as you inhale, point your tailbone up towards the ceiling, drop your belly towards your mat, bring your chest forward and then look up. As you exhale, tailbone points down, round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest and drop your head. Inhaling again, taking up to cow, stretching those ab muscles. And as you exhale, round it down, find your cat, push yourself away from your floor, open up your shoulders. Now we'll come back to a neutral spine and we'll take it into a few rounds of bird dog. So take that right leg back behind you, push your right heel back as if you want to touch a wall that's behind you. And then when you feel balanced, bring your left arm out in front. Now push those left fingers away from you, make your body really long. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, round your spine, drop your head and try to touch your elbow to your knee. At the same time, you're trying to get that knee to your nose. So you're really squeezing here, making everything strong. Take a big breath in and stretch it all out again. Let's do that a few more times. Exhale, squeezing, dropping your nose to your knee. And then inhale, stretch it out. Two more. Exhale, inhale. Last time, exhale. Really try to lift that knee up here. Keep yourself nice and strong. Inhale, stretch it out. And then you can bring your hand and your knee back home. We'll do that on the other side now. So your left foot comes back behind you. Leg is nice and long. Reach your right arm out in front. Body is really long. Push those fingers away. Take a big breath in and exhale to crunch. Elbow to knee, drop your head. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale. Two more, inhaling and exhaling. Last time, inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow, drop your nose, keep that left arm nice and strong. Everything getting stronger. And then inhale, stretch it out, nice and long. You can bring your hands and your knee back down. Take a moment just to sit back on your heels, come into child's pose. Relax your forehead towards your mat. Take a big breath in and out. And then when you're ready, coming back to your tabletop pose. Again here, fingers are spread wide, wrists below shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to do a tabletop plank here. So when you're ready, you're keeping the top of your feet on your mat. So where your shoelaces would be are pressed into the floor. And then lift those knees up off the mat. So just stay here for as long as you can. If you need to come back down, it's okay. But remember, you're always stronger than you think. And our plan here today is to cultivate that strong mind. But you're also really strengthening your core as well here. Just a few more deep breaths in and out. You got it. Everything's shaking. Shaking is changing. Let's take one more big, big breath. And then exhale, drop those knees down. You can sit back into your child's pose. Core is on fire right now, so take a few big, big breaths in and out. From here, we're going to keep our hands out in front. Keep those fingers spread wide. Curl your toes onto your mat and then start to drag your hips up and back to find your downward facing dog. You can paddle out your feet here, stretch through the backs of your legs. Eventually aim to bring your tailbone pointing towards the ceiling. Drop your head towards your mat. Keep a bend in your knees and take a big breath here in your upside down V shape. Exhale, let it out. Now on your next breath in, you can start to glide forward until you're in your high plank. So wrists are directly under your shoulders here. Fingers are still spread. You can always modify here by keeping your knees on your mat. But remember, you're stronger than you think. Gently pull your belly button towards your spine here to engage your core and keep your neck as neutral as you can. So try not to let your head hang here. Just a few more seconds, you got it. Keep breathing. And now as you exhale, we'll lower ourselves down onto our mat. So you can either drop your knees first, then take a bend into your elbows so your chest finds your mat. And once you're there, you can come into your crocodile pose. So you're making a pillow with your hands. Rest your cheek or forehead onto your pillow. And then bring your big toes to touch each other. Let your heels drop towards the edges of your mat. Okay, from here, we're coming into Superman pose. So you can spread your feet wide apart and then bring your arms out in front of you. You can keep your forehead on your mat here. Now taking a breath in, start to lift your hands and your feet up off the floor. So we're just hovering here and you can see why it's called Superman or Superwoman or Super People. We're taking a few breaths here. So each time you breathe in, you're noticing how your belly is lifting you further up off the mat when it's full of air. Try to maintain that height through your exhale. Just a few more. You're strengthening all those muscles on the back that counts as your core as well. Keep breathing. One more big breath. Maybe you can lift up a little bit higher here. And then as you exhale with control, you can bring yourself back down onto your mat. And then from here, you can come to lie on the back of your body. So just flip yourself over. Coming to rest on your back for just a moment. So you might find Shavasana Pose here. Palms facing up, arms and legs wide away from your body. Now you can take a bend into your knees, have the soles of your feet on your mat, feet about hip distance apart or wider. On your next exhale, drop both of your knees to one side. Inhale to lift back to center. And then exhale to drop to the opposite side. And keep going a few more here. So this is a nice subtle movement for those abs. And that's the great thing about yoga. You're always using muscles and you might not really be aware of it. Always getting stronger. Now the next time that your knees are back in center, you can pause there. Reach your arms down alongside your body as if you want to touch the back of your heels. and then align your ankles to come in underneath your knees. So we're setting ourselves up for bridge pose here. Before we lift those hips, press your lower back into the mat so it's flush with the mat, and then maintain that new position within your hips as you lift them up towards the ceiling. So the idea is to have your tailbone pointing out through your legs. It's pointing away from you, keeping your lower back nice and straight. So a few breaths here. Each inhale fills up your belly. Try to touch your chest towards your chin without moving your head. Getting stronger in the back of the body, strengthening the front of the body. Take one more big breath in. Maybe you can lift your hips a little bit higher. And then with control, as you exhale, bring one vertebrae at a time back down onto your mat. Now from here, you can bring your knees up towards your chest, wrap your arms around your legs, and if you can, bring your nose up towards your knees. Give yourself a really, really big hug here. Squeeze out all of that tension. Thank yourself for getting onto your yoga mat and for making your body and your mind stronger. If you still want more, here's a little challenge for you. Try to keep your nose to your knees. Release your arms away from your legs and try to still squeeze them up towards your face. One last little fire round for those abs. Keep your knees pressing in. Can they touch your nose? And then exhale, bring it all back down. You can come back down into Shavasana Pose, just resting on your mat. You're welcome to stay here. Soak in the benefits of your practice. But if you're ready to come back, you can make your way back into a seat. So thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this morning yoga practice for the core. If you did, please let me know by leaving a thumbs up or a comment below, and I can do more of these kind of practices for you. I do have lots more 10-minute morning yoga practices, and they're all organized into one playlist, which you can find on my channel. That's always there for you if you want to come back and make morning yoga a part of your life. I also have a 10-minute morning meditation that I recommend you to do if you have a few minutes to just slow it back down and keep those good vibes going. So I hope to see you again tomorrow morning for another practice. But until then, goodbye.